Hi. All right, so before everyone gets on, I just want to say that if you're watching this from the Disney Cruisers channel, then this was a live Q&A that we did. And hi Dr. Twister. And if you want to be notified of when we go live in the future, then make sure you subscribe and then hit the little notification bell, and then it will tell you every time that I get on, and then I can come talk to you. Are you guys tired? I'm so tired. So tonight I did soccer. We had soccer games, and then my youngest decided to not feel well right before her game started, so I raced home as fast as I could to make sure someone didn't throw up in the car. Thank you for loving this channel. I'm gonna go on my iPad and see when people post things. But I'll be incognito. Oh, I can see myself on here. This is weird. Hi, Mouse and Mermaid. Hi, Brandy. Were you the one who said you were going to try and stay up? I think you were. Good job staying up. I'm so tired. But my husband went to go pick up his mom at the airport, and my kids are in bed. So I figured, why not? We can talk about Disney cruising. So those of you that are on here, oh, thanks, someone gave me a like already. Just books for my Disney cruise. What? Ooh, your honeymoon. That's so great. We did our honeymoon in Disney World. And if we had been on a cruise before that, we would have changed it to a cruise because we went in July. We got married on 07/07/07. So we went to Disney World in July. That was fun. No. So we would have gone on a cruise now, if we knew. In fact, we just had our 10-year anniversary and we went on a cruise. Oh, fish extenders? Yeah, I will be doing a fish extender video. I have opinions on fish extenders. I personally do not do them. So I will do a video on it, but I know that it's polarizing. Some people love it, some people don't even know what they are, so I'll do a video on that. But if you have a question about it, you can ask me, I'll answer it. So if you guys have any questions about anything, or you just want to talk to me, we can just talk and hang out, or you can ask me Disney cruise things, or just things about me, and if it's too personal, I just won't answer it. Oh yes, that's good. You totally, okay, I'm gonna make people mad if they're not doing this, but if you're gonna do land and sea, I would totally do Disney World first and then do your cruise. Because when you go on your cruise first and you go to Disney World, you're gonna be like, why are all these people here? And how come no one's being nice to me? And why are people in my bubbles? Oh, your question to do fish extenders or not. So the reasons why I do not do them is because one, I don't know, it just feels like a lot of stuff to have to get ready before I go on the cruise, and I want the cruise to be about me because, I don't know, I'm selfish, I guess. And then also, I don't fly, but if you're flying and you have suitcases, you'll have to take them with you, and then you never know what you're gonna get for your gifts. So what if they don't fit in your suitcase? Those sorts of things. And I really like being on the cruise and spending time just being on the cruise and not going around to staterooms. You think you have a lot of time, but you don't. The time on the ship goes so fast, and I don't know, I would feel like going around giving people gifts would just make my time go even quicker. But I know people love them, and kids like getting them, and people like making the things, and if I did it, I would love to get stuff. I just don't want to give them out. That sounds bad. But yeah, so that's just my long and short of it. But if you want to do them, that's great, you can. I've thought about just doing pixie dust gifts, not being a part of a fish extender group, but just bringing little things, and then my kids and I just going around randomly and dropping them in people's fish extender bag thingies, just as surprises for them, but not necessarily being a part of an official one, because then I feel like there's less pressure that way. So we thought about doing that. Fish extenders, Brandy, yeah, they're a lot of work. But unless you like doing that, if you're a crafter and you're creative and Pinteresty, then yeah, it's fun. Oh yes, a Christmas ornament exchange. We actually, on our cruise, goodness, it was an October cruise, I think, and we weren't doing fish extenders. We don't even have a pouch out, but somebody came by and put a little bag on our little fish, and it was an ornament, and they had made it out of like book pages, and they stuck it all together, so it's like an accordion like ball ornament. It's really cool. So someone pixie dusted us because we weren't a part of anything, but so it'll go on our tree. We just moved, so I don't know where it is at the moment, but it'll go on our tree at some point. No on fish extenders too, Kelly. Yes. Dollar store swap. Yeah. There could be like, there's some that are really creative. Like some people will make like necklaces and bracelets, and I really like the ones that are personalized to like the ship and the cruise that you're on, not just like little trinkets that I could go, like Kleenexes or something. Oh, so many things. I'm sorry if I'm missing you. I couldn't figure out my lighting in here because I normally don't film at 10 o'clock at night, so I'm hoping it's okay. Yes, pixie dusting is fun. Oh, sanitary concerns. So, who asked this? Ariel? Am I saying that right? Ariel? Sanitary concerns on the cruise ships? No. In fact, I'll do a video on this later, but one of my daughters has an immune deficiency, and she basically doesn't have an immune system. And so the Disney Cruise Line, I'm very picky about where I take her, and we should have bought stock in hand sanitizer, and I look like I'm the meanest parent ever because it looks like I'm just trying to protect my child everywhere I go so she doesn't get sick. And I totally trust Disney Cruise Line. I've never had an issue. She goes in the kids clubs just fine. They have washing stations. They have hand washing stations and wipes everywhere. When we go through the serving line, all the time, the cast members are switching out the spoons for the food. Even if only 5 people have touched it, they put a brand new spoon in the macaroni or whatever it was. So no, we've never had an issue. We've never been sick. The only time we've been sick was seasick sick, but we never physically got sick. But no, and it's so clean. When you go there, there's no dirt anywhere. It's so clean. I don't even know how they do it. I guess kind of I do because I see them. When you're on the ship, you see them cleaning all the time. But no, there's been no sanitary concerns. And even if something odd were to happen, if you tell them, they will fix it and then make you try and forget about it and just give you lots of things and try and make you happy. Talia, we requested to sit alone at dinner. There are 3 of us. Do you and your family request to sit alone, and have you always gotten your request granted, or have you had table mates before? I've actually done a video on this. I can't remember when I talked about it though. Maybe someone can help me out what video that was. Yes, Disney ships are the cleanest. They get 100 scores all the time. So anyways, when we go as a family of 4, we've never sat with anybody. I usually request to sit alone, but most of the tables are 4 tops, and so they just basically that's kind of what they do. If you're a family of 4, they put you at 4 top. When we've cruised just my husband and I, we've been placed with couples before, and then we cruised with extended family, and we just all sat at a big table together. There's actually one table in the middle of Royal Court and Royal Palace that's the very center of the dining room, and I think it holds 12 or 15 people, but it's right in the middle, and it's huge, and you look up and it's the chandelier, it's basically you're the middle, the focus of the restaurant. It's so cool. I've never ever seen anybody sit there. I think they only do that if you have a party that is that big. I don't think they put people together there, but that'd be so cool to sit there. But if you request, you can call DCL or email them and just request that you want to sit at a private table, and they'll say that it is just a request, but they'll try their hardest to accommodate you. And if you want to get if you want to make sure, I guess, or not make sure, but okay, get more of a chance of sitting by yourself, try the later dining, because main dining always fills up, so there's no empty tables, and they'll try and fit as many people there because there's a waiting list for main dining, so they try and get as many people in there as they can. So if you go to the late dining, which I think is better anyways, you'll have more of a chance to sit by yourself. But if you're 3 people, I would say you're either going to be at a 4 top by yourselves, you'll be at a 6 top with 3 other people. That's probably what's going to happen. One of those 2 options. And then if you are gonna sit with people, they're gonna match you with people who are just like you. So if you were like 2 adults and a 8-year-old boy, they're gonna try and sit you with 2 parents that have close to an 8-year-old boy. So they're really good about that. Why is later dinner better? Okay, I have a whole video on this, on why dinner late is better, but real quick, I will say that I just like the timing of it better. I have my kids take naps around 4 o'clock, but this way when you're at port, you're not rushing to get back and rushing to get ready. I like seeing the shows early. I like my kids being able to see the shows early. We're big on the shows, and so I don't want them like sleeping through the shows, so I'd rather them enjoy the show more than enjoying dinner, because to them dinner is just like food. Let's see, what else? Oh, it's not as crowded. You usually can sit by yourself if you want to sit by yourself. You don't feel like as rushed. Sometimes it takes a while, and if you're in there too long and they have to get ready for the next, like, later people, then you could feel rushed. You also seem to get, so when you are on, like, if you go to late dinner, no, let me start over. You have early dinner and late dinner, and in between early and late dinner around 7 o'clock is some kind of something. If you're on like a specialty cruise, like a holiday one, it's usually like the tree lighting or the pumpkin tree, or sometimes they do Disney Mania or trivia games or something that's kind of major at 7 o'clock. And if you were at the early dining, you don't get there right at 7. So everyone who has late dining gets there first, and they beat you to it, and they get better seats, and some of them are like participatory games, and maybe your family won't get to play because you were still at dinner. If you miss your dinner, can you go to the second? No, but there are other options of where you can eat. You can eat at Cabanas for dinner. It's not a buffet, it becomes a sit down, and the menu is kind of like a mix of all the menus of the other restaurants in the ship. And they have the quick services on the pool deck. Those are open. You also can do room service. Like, you're not going to go hungry, but you can't just show up to the next dinner. You have to go to your assigned seating. Hannah wants to know about the teen clubs on Fantasy. Did I see the teen? Yeah, I've seen them. They're pretty good. My 13-year-old niece went to the teen club, and she thought she was not going to like it, and then she loved it. They do a lot. It's kind of like more freedom based, where like if you want to participate in things that they do, like group things, you can, or you don't have to. They have like smoothie time. Like you have to pay for smoothies, but like you just get smoothie time when you go there. They have special meetups around the ship. They do things, if you're going to Castaway, they do special things on Castaway. But they also, if you don't want to do like the main things, you can just hang out in that area the whole time. They have games, like video games, computer games. There's an outdoor section that's like a pool just for them. But it's really cool. Like, she's going to love it. Like, I don't even know anything bad to say about it. Okay. Do you guys drink this? I got tangerine, but I bought grapefruit at the store, but it used to be pamplemousse, and now they're calling it grapefruit. I don't understand why. Pin trading on the ship. How many pins should one take to trade? All right, pin trading on the ship is super, super cool. It's basically like you can pin trade with them, but they don't really care that you're pin trading. So there's like, the rules are kind of more lenient. They do have an officer pin trading night for about 30 minutes one night, where you can go and trade with the officers. Sometimes they're good pins, sometimes they're not. Like, if you're used to trading at the parks, these aren't going to be like fabulous pins, but sometimes you can find, like, if you're not on a Star Wars cruise, you might find a Star Wars cruise pin that you could have. Or a really rare Donald Duck pin, that's cool. But so they also have just big, huge black binders of pins, and they have them like, there's usually one over by like Shutters, which is the picture place. But then they also have them in all of the gift shops on board at the registers, and they just sit there. So you can go up and just like flip through them yourself. You're really only supposed to trade like 2 at a time, like when you're at the parks or with somebody, and they have to be 2 different pins. But because you have so much freedom picking what you want, that also means that people around you had a lot of freedom picking what they want. And so you'll see a lot of the same pins, like that grape pin. Like, how many times do we keep seeing that grape pin? A bunch of grapes? Oh, I can't stand that pin. But we also found a pin in there that was somebody's like high school pin. It wasn't even a real pin. So we took it out and gave it to the cast member and told them. But like, people are just putting stuff in there. So there's like 10 books, and then there's also the officer pin trading at night. So you very well can pin trade, but they don't wear lanyards. Like the cast members don't walk around. You can't just walk up to them and trade with them whenever. Like you don't see them that way. But whenever the stores are open, you can go pin trade. We probably got 12 or 15 pins that we traded. We go to the character warehouse and we get them for like 99 cents. So then we like trade 99-cent pins and get like $8 pins. It's pretty cool. I've collected almost every exclusive mystery pack that they offer. It is my life goal. Oh my goodness, Dr. Twister, those are so expensive. Like, I wish pins were not so expensive because I want them, my kids want them. Like, I want them. In fact, while you're here, here's a box of our pins just sitting by me. But see, these are some of the ones that we don't want to trade. But like, I just have random like bag. In fact, there's a bag up there too of just random pins that I have to trade. But anyways, pins are so expensive. Photo package worth it, Brandon. Is it the same as Disney World where they show up on my Disney experience with a watermark? No. So the photo package, I actually did a video on this. It'll be coming out next week. The photo package is like only worth it if you take the time to actually take pictures. On our first ever 4-night that we did, we had 2 pictures taken of us. We had the picture taken when we boarded the ship, and then one night at dinner they came over and took our picture. If you order it ahead, like it's online, it's like a CD, like a thumb drive sort of thing that you can get. Like it's digital. That's where I was looking for. It's digital. So it's not at all the same as Disney World. I would say not to get the photo package and just look at some of the pictures that you specifically want if you like them, to get them separately. But like, you really got to make time to go to all the photo booths, and like sometimes they'll come around at dinner and take your picture, but like your food is sitting in front of you, or like dirty dishes are sitting in front of you, and like they're just, I don't know, they're not great pictures. And the package is per stateroom, so if you have more family in other rooms, it's just going to be your pictures. It's pretty expensive. When you go and meet characters and stuff, you can use your phone to take pictures yourself. So, I mean, it's up to you. It's an expense that I choose not to do for, like, I would rather spend that money doing something else on the ship, or like jet skis at Castaway or something like that, instead of the photo package, because the pictures that I take are fine. And most of the time my kids don't even really smile correctly, and the other ones anyways. But if other people like swear by the photo package, like, you can chime in and say. What will the new ships be named? So I had this theory a while ago that it was going to be like the lands at Disneyland, because I thought that the lands at Disneyland were matching very well to the ships that they already had. But I did heavily consider like Imagine or Imagination, and then having Figment as like on the helm or like on the aft of the ship. But Carnival has an Imagination ship, so I don't know if they could do that, but maybe Imagine. I think it might be Imagine, or Wish. That might be a good one. I don't really know. Those are just my guesses. I do not have the Disney Visa card, and this is why. I applied for the Disney Visa card when my husband was in seminary and I didn't have a job, but they sent me in the mail. They said, here's an offer for you to get the Disney Visa card. So I sent it in and applied, and guess what? I was denied because I had no money. So that was the last I did with the Disney Visa, and I got mad at them for sending me that and then telling me, sorry, you can't, we lied to you. But I do know that it offers great perks at the park, and you get discounts on the ship, and that's one of the only ways, I think maybe DVC does too, but that's one of the only ways you can get discounted merchandise on the ship. But yeah, I don't have it, but I want one because I think they look cool, but I'm still kind of mad at them. And I don't really need one because that would just be like the ability to purchase more cruises, and no, that's probably not a good thing. If the weather is bad and certain ports are canceled, will they refund port fees or port adventure fees? Yep, they will. If you are hi Karen. If you are scheduled to have a port adventure, and it's through Disney, you don't pay for it until you do it. So like you don't pay anything up front, you don't lose anything, and you will be reimbursed the port fees for that port. But they also say that they can change the itinerary. Like you sign something that says you're okay with them changing the itinerary, like whenever they want to. Melanie, I'm surprising my son and husband with our first Disney cruise. A 3-night on the Disney Dream. That's so fun. Since it's such a short trip, what are the 3 best Oceaneer Club activities? He is 9. Oh my goodness. Well, what I thought was going to be really fun, my kids didn't even care for. And then some things that I thought they were going to hate, they loved. Marshmallow Olympics. That's a really fun one. And then some of these things, like, they win prizes for. Like, they had, like, some kind of, like, soapbox derby thing, but it was out of, like, I think it was soap. And they had to work together as a team of 4. And my older daughter, her team won, and they got this little, like, die-cast car from, like, Cars. Like, they got prizes. There's also, so a lot of if they're into characters, like, the characters will just show up randomly, but you can kind of figure out, like, if they say, like, if it's, like, learn to be a pirate, like, probably, like, Jake or Captain Hook's gonna come out. But yeah, Marshmallow Olympics is big. They also like the cooking classes, but I think they just like the cooking classes. They pretty much like don't really do the cooking, but they get to eat the food that they cooked. So they liked that. But I like the play floor. Like it's a floor that like you can interact with. It's like a computer on the floor, and they play all sorts of games. The Magic Play Floor is really, really fun because it's like that's the thing. It says Magic Play Floor in the navigator, but you don't really know like what activity you're doing on the play floor until it happens. Guys, put in the comments when your next cruise is, because I want to know where you're going. I mean, just when you're going is what I want to know. Favorite St. Thomas Port adventure? I would love to be able to tell you, but that cruise got changed because of a hurricane, so I was not able to go there. Sorry. Any good Nassau tips? It's my least favorite port. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I usually treat it as a sea day now, and we do lots of stuff, and Disney even thinks it's a sea day now. They have a lot of activities that happen on the ship during the stop at Nassau because no one really gets off. My youngest daughter this last time really felt the need to get off, and I think she thought it was going to be like a circus or an amusement park because after like 10 minutes she was asking me where the rides were. Like I think she thought it was like a Disney park. So once she realized it wasn't, and it was just baskets and people trying to braid her hair and bags and stuff, and it's kind of dirty. There's a lot of dirt and trash and like guttery type stuff all over. So then she said, let's go back on the ship, which we did. Unfortunately, it takes like 10 minutes to walk there, but yeah, that was the last time I was in Nassau. But yeah, we just look at it from on the ship. That's what we do. 5-night double dip to Castaway? What? Oh my goodness, that would be so fun. I love Castaway so much. And there's so much to do. Like, I don't know. Castaway's great. Like, you can swim, you don't have to swim, you can just sit under a palm tree, you can play pool, you can play basketball, you can go on a bike ride, you can just eat food all day. It's just, I love Castaway. You're gonna have so much fun. 57 days to the magic. Any tips for a maritime cruise? If you want to do the, the gingerbread house making, you can't do that online, but as soon as you get on the ship, you can go to guest services and sign up for that. They only have a few times available for that, so if that's something you want to do, then I would make sure that you sign up. And if you see anything like tree and Santa related, to make sure you get there early so you can get a good seat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think is there something else you have to sign up for? I feel like there's something else. I can't remember. Maybe not. I don't know. Nope, never gone out of Puerto Rico. Halloween cruises are fun. I like the ghost host when he comes over and talks on the speaker like all the time, and I love it. I love that voice. It's the same guy who does the Halloween party at Disney World, and I just love it. I don't know. It's great. You're welcome, Heather. Taking a Lyft or a taxi to the port from the airport. So what I've heard is that car services, they do drive that far, and you can also use the Disney bus, but sometimes that gets you there later than I would want to be there. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think I listened to a podcast, and I'm pretty sure they said like for their family it was like $90 or something. I don't know, you have to look, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but you can look into it. Like they really, like you can do that, that's a thing. Totally. Some people even rent limos, and they'll take a limo, or like, I think it's Happy Limo, I think is what a lot of people take, because that's exciting. And if you take a Lyft or a car service or something like that, there's a Publix right by Port Canaveral, if that's, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. There's a Publix, so if you want, like, they can stop at Publix and you can get your water or whatever you drink. I drink caffeine-free Diet Coke, and they don't have that on the ship, so we stop at the Publix so I can pick that up. And then, alcohol or whatever you want to take on the ship, you can get it at that Publix. Formal night, regular dinner clothing or dress up. That's totally up to you. There's people who dress up like total big fancy ball gowns. There's people who just wear their jeans and a shirt. In fact, the last time I was on a 7-night, we had a formal night and a semi-formal night. And so we dressed up for the formal night. I just wore like a shorter, kind of like a cocktail dress, but like not, it's not like, it's not what you think of, but it's a shorter dress. But on the semi-formal, we didn't dress up. I was just wearing jeans and a striped sweater, and my husband was just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And when our waiter got to the table, it was like he had it programmed or something, or maybe he thought we dressed up, but he goes, "Oh, we all look so lovely tonight." Like, really? So I think they just are like trained to say that, but then like, because he's not supposed to judge whether or not he, like, maybe I thought my jeans and my sweater were my semi-formal, I don't know. But there's a lot of people who go on shorter cruises who don't have formal nights. They're only on the longer cruises, like 7 nights and longer. And so a lot of people will treat the semi-formal like a formal night. So you'll see a lot of people dressed up all fancy, and people dress up fancy to go to like Palo and Remy. So you'll see people dressed up even on nights when it's not formal night or semi-formal night, because they're going to that restaurant. But people really don't pay attention to other people, so you can dress however you want. Seriously, like no one pays attention to you. Everyone's in their own little bubble. On formal nights or semi-formal nights, I have my kids wear their princess dresses that day to dinner because, why not? I bring them, so we might as well wear them at some point. You're welcome, Talia. You're welcome, T-Grizz. The Character Outlet Store, walking distance from Disney Springs. Isn't everything walking distance from something? It just depends on how far you walk. But no, I would not walk there. Technically, you probably could. It would probably only take like 30 minutes, but it is a very dangerous road and intersection, and you go under like the most dangerous highway in Orlando. So no, I would not. But if you took like an Uber or a Lyft, I couldn't imagine it being that expensive. Not at all. And you could spend longer there. It's a whole premium outlet mall. It's not just the Disney store. You could go, there's tons of stuff there. But just remember, whatever you buy, you have to get back to your house somehow. So if you're flying, you have to keep that in mind. But no, I would not walk there. Palo brunch on 3-day sailings on the Dream. So they started doing Palo. So it used just to be on sea days, you could eat brunch. But then since everyone decided to stay on the ship in Nassau, they started to add Nassau as being a day where you could eat Palo brunch. So on the 3-day, it is possible that they could have Palo on your Nassau day. Did I say that right? Yeah, on your 3-day, you could have Palo on your Nassau day for brunch, but it's random. It doesn't always happen. So that's just something when you check in online and you go to your onboard activities to sign up for them, that will be listed on there if it's a possibility. And if it is, you should do it because it's amazing. How is sleeping on the ships? Are the beds comfortable? Do you notice if the ship moves a lot? Nope. No, okay. Yes, they are comfortable. No, you can't really feel the ship moving. I've never had a problem. We were just at Art of Animation, and my feet, I'm 5'9", and my feet were off the bed. They were short. I don't even know. I've never been in a bed like that before. But the Disney cruise beds are fabulous. People even come home, there's threads on forums of where you can purchase that mattress because people love the mattress so much. So they're great. I've never had a problem with them. They're super comfy and they give you lots of pillows and it's just so nice. I love cruising. What activities would you recommend for an almost 2-year-old on a 3-day dream? If your 2-year-old, I don't know, can they walk? Probably. They probably can walk at 2 years old. So I would say, meeting characters would probably be good. And then other than that, I'd say put your child in the nursery and they play with them and they give so much attention to the kids in there. Like they're their own kids and they have so much fun in there. So I would say try to sign up for the nursery. I think is it $6 an hour, $9 an hour? If you pay by the hour, but it's wonderful. So then you can have some alone time. But other than that, they don't really have, there's like the baby racing, but that's for crawling babies. They don't really have anything specific for 2-year-olds. On the Dream, there's Nemo's Reef, which is like a little splash pad only for little kids. And she might like that. You said a girl, right? I think so. Or you just said 2-year-old. Well, your 2-year-old would like Nemo's Reef a lot. Am I going to the Christmas party at Disney World this year? No, because it's so expensive. Like for my whole family to go, it's like $500. And if we wait for the pass holder discount nights, my kids are in school and it's really hard for my kids to even stay up that late in general. So we've done it in the past and I love it. Like if someone bought me tickets, I would totally go. But it's just too much money. I'd rather, if we're gonna spend $500, like that is the cost of one of my kids going on a cruise. So I like cruising. Palo, brunch or dinner? Oh my goodness, you guys are asking me all these questions that I have written on my list for my videos. In fact, I just did this video and it'll be out next week too. But Palo, brunch or dinner? I say Palo, brunch. I don't know, I thought the food was exquisite at both. But when you go to Palo brunch, it doesn't take up one of your dinner nights. So if you have like kids, you're not missing time with your kids. Or if you are wanting to do the rotational dining rooms, you're not missing one of those. And I love the rotational dining rooms. So I say Palo brunch. What state do I live in? Are you close to Florida? I'm so close to Florida. I'm like the closest you can get to Florida. I live in Central Florida, so. 21 days for the fantasy cruise? That's fun. 21 days. Will it just be a normal cruise probably? Is it like the 1st of November? I think there's like only like a week or something where there's like normal cruises that aren't Halloween or maritime cruises. Well, you'll love it. Oh, you do have a girl. See, I knew. But that's because I have girls, so I just assume that everyone has a girl. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading. Trying to convince my wife to go without the kids for my 40th next October. She said she'd do 3 nights, but I'd do at least 4. Any tips or recommendations? Yeah, I say the longer the cruise, the better. And you should go. And you should go without kids. Was that what you said? Because you said by ourselves, I'm guessing. Yeah, without your kids. Yeah, so we've gone without our kids. It's a totally different experience. You can just like fall asleep whenever you want. And that's what we did, like wherever, whenever. You can use more of the adult areas and not have to worry about going back and forth to go get your kids from somewhere. When you're at dinner, you can just focus on your spouse and not have to worry about your kids eating or saying they don't want to eat because they want to go to the kids club, those sorts of things. But it's not like because you don't have kids with you, like you're going to hate Disney because it's Disney and it's for kids. Like, no, you should totally go. Totally. Like, you should talk her into going for as long as you possibly can and to do it without kids. Mm-hmm. And if you're going for your 40th birthday, tell them that it's your birthday on your reservation and they do things for you. We've been on here a long time, y'all. I think my husband's home. If not, I'm getting robbed, so I mean, it's on here, so like it's proof. How long is the ship tour? The walking ship tour or the Art of the Theme Show tour? What inspired you to start YouTubing? Your videos are fun. Well, this is what inspired me. I kept talking about Disney cruises to everybody in real life that I know, and like they started off like, oh, like, you know, like obliging me and like, oh, that sounds so fun. And then eventually their faces kind of went like apparently I was talking about Disney cruising so much. So I decided that I would go talk to people who want to know about Disney cruising, because the people that I guess I annoyed them or bored them. So that's why I decided to talk to people who actually want to listen to what I'm saying. The walking ship tour, I believe that's what you said. Let me scroll. Yeah, the walking ship tour, it's about an hour-ish. It really depends on how fast people in your group are walking. Is it a good thing to do when you first get on? Yeah, but I mean, you can kind of figure out your way around. In fact, before the ship tour even starts, like you have a few hours, like you're probably going to know a lot of how to get places, because you're going to want to go eat and then go to your room after you checked into the atrium. Like you're pretty much going to know a lot of the layout of the ship already. So it's up to you if you want to go on it or not. But it's also a good way to meet people. It doesn't take super long, but you know, priorities if you'd rather do that than something else. You said it's proof if you're getting robbed. Well, I think it should be. Although I don't know what anything valuable. All my kids are out there, I guess. So on the Magic, Esther is amazing server. That's good to know. I've had servers that have not thrilled me, and then I've had some that I absolutely loved, and I don't think they felt the same way about me. So I felt bad. But I think it really makes a difference when you have good servers. Like totally makes a difference. Have I ever done the spa pass? No, because I am not able to get into like saunas or hot tubs. So I've never done the rainforest room, because that's pretty much everything that I can't do. And I kind of pick and choose things that I want to do on the ship that I can't do like at my house. So like I can get a pedicure and a manicure here. So like I'd rather do things I can't do here on the ship during that time. But people go to the spa all the time in the rainforest room. They absolutely love it. I just can't participate in it. If I could, I would do the rainforest day pass, because I mean the place is amazing and I would like to do it. So what is the Art of the Theme Show tour? Oh my goodness, the Art of the Theme Show tour is so fun. It's different every time, even if you've been on the ship 20 times. Basically, you meet, it's adults only, and the cast member will take you around the ship and just tell you kind of like the secrets behind building the ship and what different things mean and why they chose these colors and what these words mean and why the ceilings look the way they do and how they chose this over that. So basically, and kids can't go on it because they don't want to like ruin the magic for the kids, but it's very informative. And so different cast members do it. And so they always like share whatever tidbits they want to share. So it's different every time, but it's really fun. They have at least 2 normally, and most of the time they're in the morning. But I would recommend going on the Art of the Theme Show tour. It's good time. I like it. The Rainforest Pass is totally worth it. That's what I heard. It's only like $16.95 or something. It's really cheap. Well, cheap compared to the rest of Disneyland World. You know what I mean. Is the pirate buffet on Pirate Night good? It's okay. It's like tacos and turkey legs. I always think I'm going to go eat, and I look at it, and then just go right back to the room. I mean, I stop at the ice cream machine and get an ice cream, and I walk back to the room. But I don't know. I'm just never hungry. We eat late dinner, so it's only like 2 hours after I've ordered 5 appetizers and 3 entrees and 2 desserts. So I'm not really hungry, but people are in there, but it's not a big spread. It's only like the back of cabanas, but for the amount of people that are on the ship, there's not many people in there that are eating it, like maybe 50, 75, because it's super late. I barely can stay up for the fireworks, and so, you know. Have you ever had a bad experience with your waiters? We have 2 times. Yeah, like not refilling our drinks for the entire meal, not placing our order correctly. I mean, it happens. I mean, they're busy. I mean, they were, the time we had the worst service, they were really busy, but I mean, that doesn't mean that they should always focus on the other people and not us, because, you know, we're paying customers as well. But yeah, I have had bad people. Like we had one who knew, who thought that they were getting off the ship like in 2 months, and then they called them in like that day, and the waiter said that he had to leave like the next day. He was going back to his country, and like he was totally flustered because he was not prepared and he had no clue how to even do it and get a hold of people over there because he's in the middle of the ocean. Like, so like he was obviously stressed out. So was that service the best? No, but I mean, that's understandable. Favorite treat at Vanellope's? Oh, that's a good question. So Sweet On You and Vanellope's are the candy shops and like gelato shops on the Dream and the Fantasy. They're extra charge, but I mean, it's kind of like the confectionery at Walt Disney World, but the prices are like half the price of Disney World prices. They're like normal prices. Like macaroons are like $2. You can get a cupcake for like $2.95. Like they're great prices, and they have gelato, and you can get a huge scoop for like $2.95. But my favorite thing to get there is the peanut butter Snickers gelato. They have gelato and ice cream. I don't know if it's the gelato or the ice cream. I don't know, but it's the peanut butter Snickers one. It is so good. I always get it, and then I like take it to the movie theater or take it to a show. Like I take it everywhere I go. I absolutely love it. But unfortunately, they're not on the classic ships. That's sad. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling. Do you guys have any more questions? When am I cruising again? So I have this problem and I can't seem to not be on a cruise. I think the longest I've gone is 8 months without being on a ship. So I'll just say that. We were on a 13-day transatlantic and we had a family sitting with us for the first time and they started to talk about business. We requested a new table. Did you get your new table? Did they move you? I do know that some people will be moved if they really don't get along with them. And I have heard of some people hating the people they sat with so much that they themselves just didn't come back, like they ate at Cabanas or other places. On or off the ship in Nassau? I say stay on the ship. But a lot of people, so don't stay on the ship thinking it's going to be an empty ship and that you get to do everything because everyone's in Nassau. Because most of the people stay on the ship, so it's not like you're doing something no one else is. But there's a lot of stuff to do on the ship in Nassau, and I say stay on it. Should we share a table or request our own? That is up to you if you like to talk to strangers. I don't really want to on my vacation. But, I mean, if you like that, then they'll seat you with people that are like your family makeup. So let's see, Dr. Twister said you did get a new table. And then got the best waiters. I'm guessing you meant the best waiters, not the beer waiters. You said beer waiters. I don't think they have beer waiters. We got moved to a table of two, and made friends with the table. 1. Oh, so I guess it worked out for you. So that's good. So I guess they'll take your request if you'd like. Best waiters, yeah. Not beer waiters. That makes more sense. Do I like Aladdin? Is it Broadway-like? It is very Broadway-like. It is more Broadway-like than movie-like. And Aladdin was, okay, so as far as, like, all the Disney shows are fabulous. But if I was ranking them, it would not be my number 1. I thought the person who played Aladdin was very animated, and so the whole time I was just focusing on his face, and it was kind of bothering me. But no, it was very good. On one of the showings, we saw part of it like broke, and they had to stop the performance, so we like waited there for 5 minutes and then got back into it. But it was like the part where it was like the most emotional part, so it kind of like ruined the feeling of the show. But it's very good. The singers are so great on the ship, like so great. I don't even know why they're on cruise ships. Like they could be on Broadway, they could be like celebrities, like you could know them. All the shows really are really good. But Aladdin's not my favorite, but it's also one of the older ones too. But if you're gonna see it, you'll love it, like seriously. Can you request your 4th day restaurant on a 4-day cruise? No, it's whatever they give you. You'll go to one of the 3 dining rooms twice, but on the one that you go to twice, you go to on Pirate Night. So it doesn't matter what restaurant you're in on Pirate Night, everybody gets the same menu. So even if you went to Animators twice and someone else went to Enchanted Garden twice, the time on Pirate Night, you guys are all eating the same thing. So it doesn't really matter where you go for the doubling up. Bye, Diz Life of ours. Thanks for stopping by. Mezzanine or main level in the Walt Disney Theater, I say the closer to the stage, the better, without blocking your view of the stage. So like no closer than like the third row. But it's funny because when you get there early, that's why we also like to have late dinner, because we get there early and get our seats. But most people like don't gravitate towards the front of the theater. They, like, a lot of people sit about halfway back on the main floor. We've sat up top in the balcony once or twice, and it was cool, but it's a different show. I've also sat in the very last row and watched some of Aladdin, and it was hard to see, but it was nice. Like, you could see, it was still a good show, but you couldn't really see the faces of the people performing. But yeah, I like to sit as close as I can and still be able to see the show, because, I mean, why not? I don't know why not. My favorite rotational dining restaurant. Well, any restaurant that has characters perform is the top of my list, regardless of food. And then anywhere that I can get the sea bass. But on the classic ships, it's made differently than the Dream Class ships. And I prefer the Dream Class ships because of just what it comes with. It comes with like a champagne sauce that I really, really like. And that's in the Enchanted Garden. So that's like the top of my list because I love it the best. But as far as theming, like Royal Court, Royal Palace, and Lumiere's are nice. I like Animator's Palette. Animator's Palette on the classic ships I think is far better than the ones on the Dream Class ships. Can kids ever steer the ship? Okay. But yeah, so basically I just like certain food, and it really, like, I don't know, the restaurants are nice looking, but they're still like a big dining hall with lots of people, so you can't really focus on the details too much. But I like going to them for breakfast and lunch, because then there's not as many people in there and you can look around, so you should try that. Okay, only a few more, then I'm gonna get off here because we've been on here a long time and it's like so late. I'm so tired. I just saw something. Where did it go? What restaurant serves the sea bass? Enchanted Garden, Tangle, or Rapunzel's Royal Table. Gosh, and I don't know if Tiana's does. I know they changed some of their menu. But on the Dream Class, definitely Enchanted Garden has the sea bass. And unfortunately, when you go there, like if you have a longer cruise and you go to a restaurant more than once, your menu always changes. So you'll only get like the sea bass menu on your first night that you're in that dining room. Like they have different themed menus. Like they'll have like Prince and Princess night, or the See You Real Soon night, or like the Captain's night. Like they have different menus every time you go into a restaurant, which I guess is good because you get to try more things, but the things that you really love, you only get one time. So I don't know if that's good or not. Can you order off another menu at the restaurant you're at? And what if there's no pirate night? Will there be a special menu on the fourth night? So you can order off of other menus and get things from other restaurants because they're all connected, but only if your waiter or waitress wants to do that. Sometimes they'll just tell you no. Sometimes they'll say yes and bring you something every night. Like say you loved, I don't know, like the fried brie, which is so good. The fried brie appetizer, like say you love that and you rave about it and go on and on. Like don't be surprised if your waiter just gives it to you every night, even if you're at a different restaurant. Like they're all connected. It's not hard to go to different restaurants to get different food, but it's kind of just up to your serving team. None of my group likes seafood. What kind of food? Oh, they always have like a steak option. They always have like fancier dishes like beef Wellington on some of the longer cruises. But there's always a section on the menu. There's a vegetarian section, but then there's also like a light, I think it's called light offerings section or something. But it's usually a salmon that you can get with like rice and a vegetable. They also have chicken breasts with rice and a vegetable or potatoes or something. So there's more bland foods that aren't like super complicated. I guess not bland, but not super complicated that you could get. But then they also, I mean, you can ask them for certain things. You can get stuff off the kids menu. The kids can eat off the adult menu. There's always macaroni and cheese. But yeah, so there's lots of things. I love seafood, and I wish there was more seafood in the dining rooms because there's usually only one option. It's mostly just sea bass or salmon or tuna steak or shrimp. That's pretty much it. unless you're on a longer cruise, then you can get lobster tail. It's okay. We always get the dessert menus from the ships. We also have a Parrots Cay menu from the one. You do? That's cool. I know it's gone now. That's cool. It's like history. Yeah, desserts actually in the main dining rooms are not my thing. Like, some of them are okay, but I really don't like a lot of them, and I just get soft serve, or if I'm on the dream class, I go to Vanellope's or Sweet on Me. Sweet on Me, Sweet on You. I was reading. Mac and cheese. Yeah, their macaroni and cheese is really good. Really good. You're welcome for all the good info. What's your favorite show? My sister loves Beauty and the Beast. Is that better? The Beauty and the Beast is their newest one, and it's pretty phenomenal. Like, as far as the technology and the transitioning and the singing, like, it's pretty good. It's really good. It's kind of based more on the live action one than the animated version, but it's still like, I mean, it's good. They sing so well. My favorite show, though, is probably like, I don't know, like the Golden Mickeys maybe, or like Wishes or Dreams or something like that, because those shows are not just like a movie or a story of a character that you know, like Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin or, you know, Frozen or what's the other one, Tangled. But they have like a lot of different characters, and because of that, they sing a lot of songs from other movies, and so I like those more because it's, I mean, you get to see more. That's what I like best. What happens Christmas Day on the cruise? So I do know, I've never been on the cruise on Christmas Day, but I knew they'd serve for dinner, like a Christmas dinner that night. Santa's there. You'll do like Christmas activities on your cruise all the way up until Christmas, but once Christmas happens, if there's more days after your cruise, like all the Christmas stuff stops. Like, they don't do any more crafts or tree stuff. Like, it kind of stops right after Christmas. But they do a really good Christmas dinner if that's your thing. Hello, Brett. You're going to Disney World and a Disney cruise this Christmas. Oh my goodness, that sounds so fun. Have you ever been to Disney World at Christmas when they light up the castle? Ooh, that's so pretty. In fact, they've already started putting on the lights on the castle. They already have them on. I think my thing's dying. Bye, Jean. I'm glad you had fun. Sweet dreams. Never been to Disney World or Disney Cruise, or you haven't? Oh my goodness, you're gonna, well, it's gonna be crowded, but it's so fun. You're gonna love it. Disney World is really fun, and it's so pretty at Christmas. Like, for Halloween, they decorate just like the front of the park at Magic Kingdom, and not really any of the other parks. But for Christmas, they decorate like all the parks, like throughout the park. It's so pretty. I love Christmas decorations. Okay guys, well, I'm gonna get off here because we've been on here for 53 minutes. That was so fun. I love talking about Disney cruising with people. So thanks for coming on here, guys. Tomorrow I'm putting up a video on, it's a really cool video. What is it? What is it? I had it written down. I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, things that you can do before and after your cruise that are here in the Orlando area that a lot of people don't know about because they just think of the touristy things. And it's a really good video, so you should watch it because there's some pretty good places that you should go because I like them. So you should go because I like them. So, okay, thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and I will see you in some other videos, and we'll go live again soon whenever I can fit it into my schedule because I'm so busy with all my little children. So, okay, bye guys. How do you do this?